Hey, what's up DIYers? Mike Boards with the Mike Boards channel. Thank you for watching. When we try to close the door of our Chevy Colorado, that whole unit pops out of place. In today's video, we're going to get that fixed. Let's go outside and get started. All right, DIYers, outside of the Chevy Colorado, and let's show you what we are dealing with here. When we get inside the vehicle and try to close the door, unfortunately, this is in bad condition. And we're missing a screw, and it's held on by 2 Phillips screws. We'll try our best to find the additional one. Let's go and remove that. And at this point, we can carefully shift this up. And on the back side, you've got 3 electrical connection points, and they've got spring-loaded tabs. Carefully remove all 3 of these. As you pull these electrical connections out, do your absolute best not to pull from the wiring. You do not want to separate the wires from their internal leads. Again, remove all 3. At this point, all connections are removed. It's probably a good idea to take a good photo so you know what connection leads go back into what slot on this control panel here. Next, coming inside where the handle is, you got a Phillips screw. Go ahead and remove that. Now that we have this all removed, see those little screw holes? There is supposed to be a plate that those screws secure into to properly secure that entire unit. However, it's fallen way down in the door area, and we have to remove this entire panel. Coming up top here, carefully grab the corner and separate it from the door frame. And now you have an electrical connection point, and same thing. Push that little tab down. Wow, that one's kind of stubborn. Once you remove that, I recommend starting at the bottom, and looks like that's already kind of released. Probably happened when we shut one day. And as you pull this panel off, it's got a lip up here that loops around, and you have to open up this handle as you shift this out. And again, just be careful and come up over that lip. I'll show you here shortly what it looks like. And now I'll set the camera down so I can maneuver this entire panel over that handle. With the panel removed, don't drop it. On the back side, one more electrical connection. Go ahead and remove that. Here it is with the internal door panel removed. There it is. And from here, we are going to carefully remove this plastic liner. You got this glue here, acts as somewhat of a seal to keep water out, salt out, alleviate any corrosion or rust. Looks pretty clean in here. I'll carefully remove this up so I can gain access to this internal portion and find that plate. There it is. That is the internal plate that those screws secure into. And now we have to re-secure it up here. Got the plastic wrap peeled up, and here's what we are dealing with. Again, the metal plate. You see a circle, an oval cutout, and then you see basically what looks like weld points that feed into here, and unfortunately they just gave way, and I don't have a welder with me, so I'm going to grab a washer and a nut and secure it through the oval and circle, keeping in mind the clearance that the window requires when it opens and closes. I don't want to obstruct any moving parts. To the back of the truck to set it all up, I've got a screw, a small washer, the plate, a large washer, and I'm going to secure it with a nut. As you shift this plate into position, make sure the weld points match up, the oval, the other weld point, and the circle. They should be perfectly aligned. And I've put a screw in with one washer, and on the back side I've got the large washer and that nut, and I used a 1/4 inch wrench to grab the nut and a screwdriver to secure that connection. Now we'll do the second side. Second side or right side is secure, and that is how it is supposed to be. What do you think? From here, we'll carefully remove this little bar that was helping me hold that plastic liner up. We'll stretch it back out in place and press on that very sticky bead to create a seal. And I'm basically realigning it in the exact spot it was, and go around the entire bead. And guess what, DIYers? You do not actually have to remove that connection point. I re-secured it, snapped it in place. And as we shift the panel back up and around the handle and in place, don't forget to secure that electrical connection to the back of the panel. If you experience what I did, these are the little plastic locking tabs, and one of them fell out. Just shift it right back into place like that. Now it's time to install the panel. Before that, I removed this part. That is actually supposed to go right there. And having it off while you install it might be a little easier. And up top, this is the lip right here. that the upper panel has to loop onto and grab a hold of. At this point, the upper panel is flush on the left side. Entire upper panel is over that lip I just showed you. And from here, I have pulled the 3 electrical connections through. There's the door handle. There's that plate. From here, you just want to carefully align those plastic securing tabs right there and push them until they click, lock, and are secured. And you may need to give them a friendly tap just like that. And you'll go around the entire door to secure that panel. Now that we have the door panel secured, grab the corner piece here. You've got that little tab right there. That actually goes into that lower slot there. And the internal plastic securing tab goes right in that hole. Align it properly and secure it. From here, we'll carefully maneuver the plastic covering to the door handle in place and secure it with that Phillips screw. Next, grab this entire unit here and resecure the 3 connection points. Shift it back into place. Do not force it. If it's not going in, pull it back out and realign it and resecure it. And from here, screw holes match up and we are going to secure our Phillips screws. And I did find that second screw. It was way down right inside here. Do not cross thread these screws into that internal plate. Those screws are secured and that is solid. Perfect. What I want to do now is test the window. Make sure it doesn't obstruct anything. Oh, that was perfect. Not bound up. Those washers and bolts worked out great. And that is it, DIYers. Hopefully this helps. From here, hey, do us a favor. Below the video, you will see that thumbs up icon. Click on that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely ring your YouTube bell. That would be very helpful to us. We would really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching. Check this out. 1991 Z24 Chevy Cavalier. And pulled it out of the mud pit it sat in for the last 15 years. Brought it over, put it on skates. I made a really cool video on how to put together these skates and then rest the car on it. And this car can now be easily moved all over my driveway. Windy day, as you can see from the flag. What I'll do is post that link above. It is scrolling above now. Definitely check that out in the event that you are interested in skates to put a vehicle on. They're awesome. Thanks again for watching, DIYers.